Do you ever open up a map on your phone and just stare at that little blue dot? It just pops up almost instantly, showing exactly where you are on this massive map of the entire planet. I mean, it really does feel like magic, but it's not. It's one of the most incredible technologies we use every single day. So let's pull back the curtain on this everyday miracle. Right, that's the big question we're going to dig into. How does this little device in your pocket talk to things flying around in outer space to figure out your position with, pinpoint accuracy? I'll tell you this, it's not magic. It's an incredibly clever system. And it all starts with something you probably wouldn't guess. You've heard the name, of course, GPS, the Global Positioning System. And yeah, we use it for finding the nearest coffee shop or not getting lost on a road trip. But it was actually developed by the US military. And its main job is still the same: figure out exactly where something is anywhere on the globe. To get how this all works, you gotta look up, like way, way up. The first piece of this whole puzzle isn't even here on the ground with us. It's a whole network of ridiculously precise clocks just orbiting the Earth.
That's right. Our planet is basically wrapped in this blanket of signals coming from a constellation of about 30 or so GPS satellites. They're zooming thousands of miles above us, and from anywhere on Earth at any time, you can see at least 4 of them. And they're all just constantly beaming down information.
Now, you might think those satellites are beaming down your coordinates or something, but that's not what's happening at all. The real secret to this whole system, the key that makes everything work, isn't location. It's time. And we are talking about a level of precision that's almost impossible to wrap your head around. Okay, so the core idea here is actually pretty simple when you break it down. Each satellite is constantly shouting out a signal that says, hey, the time is exactly this. And it also says where it is. That signal travels at the speed of light, which is, super fast. Your phone catches that signal and just looks at its own clock. By seeing the difference between when the signal was sent and when it arrived, your phone knows how long the signal was traveling. And since we know the speed of light, we can figure out the distance. It's that beautiful little formula: distance equals speed times time.
Okay, but here's the catch. Knowing you're, let's say, 12,000 miles from one satellite doesn't really tell you where you are. I mean, you could be anywhere on a giant invisible sphere that's 12,000 miles in every direction from that satellite. So we have a distance, sure, but we don't have a location. How do we fix that?
Well, the solution is this really beautiful and elegant idea for math called triangulation. It's all about finding that one single sweet spot where multiple signals all line up perfectly. So, like we said, one satellite just gives us this huge sphere of possible locations. That's not very helpful if you're trying to get a pizza delivered. We've got to narrow it down. But check this out. What happens when we add a second satellite? Now you've got two giant spheres, and where they overlap, they create a perfect circle of possibilities. We're getting warmer. And then you add that third satellite signal. Now, those three spheres, they can only intersect at 2 points. And one of those points is way out in space somewhere. And the other one? Well, that's you.
And that, right there, is the magic word: triangulation. It's just using distances from a few known spots to find your one unknown spot. It's the mathematical trick that turns a bunch of distances into a precise location.
Now, in the real world, your phone is usually listening to 4, 5, maybe even more satellites at once. Every extra signal just makes that point of intersection more and more accurate. But get this, this is the part that will absolutely blow your mind. The clocks on those satellites are so sensitive, they have to account for Einstein's theory of relativity. Seriously, time actually moves a tiny bit faster for them in orbit than for us on the ground. And if the engineers didn't correct for that tiny difference, the whole GPS system would be off by miles within a single day. Isn't that wild? So we have all this incredible math and physics happening in just milliseconds. But what does that give us? What's the end result? Well, it gives us our world, perfectly mapped and easy to navigate, right in the palm of our hand. This whole system gives your phone 3 key things: your exact location, how fast you're going, and what direction you're headed in. And if you think about it, that's all a map app needs, right? That's everything it needs to give you turn-by-turn directions, guess your arrival time, and even reroute you around a traffic jam. And this is a really, really important thing to get. So many people think GPS needs the internet or a cell signal to work. It doesn't. Your phone can find its location in the middle of nowhere with 0 bars of service. That's because the whole thing is just a one-way radio signal from the satellites down to your phone. It's all self-contained.
So the next time that little blue dot pops up on your map, just take a second and remember what's actually going on. It's not magic. It's this beautiful, perfect dance of satellites, super precise atomic clocks that are literally bending time, and some really elegant math, all working together just for you.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Our lives are just powered by all these invisible systems, all humming along in the background, making everything possible. What other bit of everyday magic do you think we should look into next? Thanks for joining me on this one.